this is why I'm intrigued, Gags. Maybe that's the word, yeah, intrigued. I don't know about you. In terms of the next, and I include this window, but the summer window, I think the next two windows will give me a massive hint, an indication of not who won the power struggle, but what stage it's at. Because like we discussed, the firing of the set piece coach, I think was a slot call in terms of he wanted him gone. It's obviously come to light he's got his own set piece coach that couldn't obviously start work because of work permit complications. And so I think he's been, and I've said this on last week's show, and there was a clip of it out on social media where I think they've doubled down, and I know you disagree, but I think they've doubled down in terms of their commitment to him in the short term. In the short term, I stress.
If they spent the money, I would have agreed. If they were committed and doubled down, they would have gone for Semenyo. They would have got Gay in by now. That's what I would say.
I just don't think.
If it's not them two, then it's centre back at least. Because now we need it even more. Because going to have to play right back, bro.
Centre back, absolutely. If we don't invest in a centre back, I know we've invested, and people are going to start maybe talking about whatever. We've pretty much bought 3 centre backs, all under the age of 20, at various stages of their careers or whatever, which is encouraging and brilliant for the future. But we really desperately need a centre back for now, and if we don't, I don't know where I'll point the finger. I don't think it will make me question Slot's future, because I seriously don't think that's how we operate. I think we literally operate on we give him the players at the moment, but I'm willing to see if that changes over the next 2 windows. So that's where I'm at, man. I'm intrigued to see how this very early power struggle, it seems, is ensuing in his career, only in his 2nd season. Like Klopp had it in his 3rd, 4th season kind of thing. So it's an interesting scenario. I don't know if there's an issue between Hughes and Slot, or Edwards and Slot, or Slot and, or whatever. There is a disconnect somewhere.
If they do not sign a centre-back in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, mate, something's wrong. Because 1, that means either there's going to be multiple things here. Options. 1, they don't trust him anymore. So they don't want to spend a penny on a player that he wants. And they're going to do it themselves in the summer for somebody else. Or 2, he's not asking for a centre-back. And if he's not asking for a centre-back, he's an idiot. Let me tell you. He's a bloody idiot, because the squad needs players. And if you're not asking for players, you're crazy. This team is desperate to add some players. Ekitike is going over nearly close to his season kind of minutes soon. Is this going to be Ekitike for the rest of the season? 1 game in, 1 game out, 1 game in, 1 game out.
So I want to ask you a question. You're saying that there's 2 options, or 2.
I just put it on my phone.
Two possible scenarios that we could, make out if they don't sign a centre back. Do you really, honestly, in your experience of talking on all things Liverpool and topics, do you think FSG, Edwards, Hughes, etc., would jeopardise Liverpool's Champions League place just because they don't think the coach has a long-term future by not investing in a centre-back now? Because this is the crux of the matter. As I said, I think they bring in players in accordance to their view about how the club should play moving forward, and what kind of coach will be in place, whether that's Slot or whether that's someone else. So in essence, what I'm saying is, I think they make the big calls to bring in players. I don't think they jeopardize Slot.
I don't know what their egos are about. I don't know. I think Hughes is a robot. If they're convinced that we can just get top 4 with this, then they're just going to go with it. If they think that the rest of the league is shite and we can sneak top 4, that's all we need, then right now they just edge their way to top 4 and get us in. But the injuries keep getting worse. I really need to see a reaction after this Bradley one, dude, because
100%.
we're so limited now without him. Like,
It's
him and
scary.
Frimpong,
It's
yeah,
scary.
it's scary. Him and Frimpong being around is great. Like, honestly, they've both been really good since coming back from injury. I've been really heartened by, actually, they're probably the reason why we're going on a decent, it's not even a great run, so many flipping draws. I mean, but not losing runs. Let's say we stopped the rot of losing. That at least in itself is a positive, because I couldn't live with that anymore. So they're part of that both of them becoming available have helped us have some balance, at least in the team, and players are getting used to getting, playing with them now again. Because let's be honest, Frimpong haven't really played much with this team, and he kept on getting in and out of the team. Needs to start to spend time with all the players on the pitch so that we can start to get the best out of him. Because as we know, he at times he looks great, really good, really, really good. His pace is fantastic for us, exactly what we need. So I'm just so gutted with Bradley's injury. I hope it means that we do something. I really do, Grizz, because it's going to be we're going to shoot ourselves in the foot so bad. So bad.
Well, I was watching Media Matters with Dave, who had David Lynch, and David Lynch was suggesting, or was of the opinion that he genuinely thinks they're okay with the situation in terms of they're not panicking in the transfer market. They're not looking for any short-term fixes.
Well, they don't know Bradley's injury yet, do they? So he's probably got news prior to Bradley's stuff, right? Bradley's injury was literally last night, and they haven't even done the MRI. The swelling will be massive today.
Dave's question was based today. So it was like, do you think the injury situation that's been put on us now will force Liverpool? And he was like, he laughed and he said, look, they just don't get forced into doing anything they don't want to do. And the track record seems to suggest it. The only time they kind of were forced maybe was the Kabak and Davis signings, which were atrocious and awful at the time. We thought numbers are in, bodies are in.
It took Reece Williams and what's his name? Nat Phillips.
And do you remember the other one, that midfielder Arthur, which was like a token gesture?
Yeah. So you mean like Chiesa? You mean like Chiesa, mate, last year?
Yeah.
So there is history of them doing this, even to recent memory last summer. So all I'm saying is, there's a player you want. There's a player, and I know the price might have been the same now as the summer because you're desperate. But just eat the shit and go get the player in, because your squad's going to bloody need it. And it might need two now. You needed a centre-back before. And now your injury-prone centre-back is now going to be playing right-back and running way more than he was going to be running before. So he's probably going to get injured again. And you're going to be down to one right-back. How? There's this, and you're going to have no centre-back cover. So if VVD or Canali get injured, we are done. Done. How does any of this? Where's the sense, Grizz? Like, where is it making any sense? Where, if you can't be forced into the market now because your squad's teetering on the edge, you are risking. You're asking me, will they risk it? Well, then, by the words of what David Lynch just said, and if we take that for gospel, yes, they are willing to risk it. They are willing to risk it.
That's exactly what he said.
Let me tell you, they are fucking stupid if they are willing to risk it. If they are willing to risk it, they're stupid. And
I agree.
There should be nothing about an ego of, we won't get forced into this market. Who the hell are you guys? Who do you think you are? You're doing a great job, yeah, but you're going to earn it every single minute of every job. Every person doesn't just get to the top and then just stay there because they don't have to do anything ever again. You get to the top, you're going to keep earning that top spot every single minute of every day. You don't just sit there and go, we're not going to be forced into something because we're Liverpool and we're brilliant at transfers. And shut up, man. You got a situation, deal with it. You got a situation, sort it out. You got players begging for help. They want more players in the squad so they can rotate, get some rest, play well in the league, play well in the Champions League. I honestly despair on this nonsense that they won't get forced into this. Sorry, you got to earn being brilliant all the time. Like Liverpool right now. We won the league last year. We are not the best team in the land right now. You got to earn to get there every single minute. You can see how things drop. The whole club's dropped from transfers to the whole way, everything. It can't just be on slot. It's got to be on the transfers. If they don't help him in this window, it's telling me they don't trust him. Simple as. But it's going to be, we're going to suffer. Who suffers the most? Not just the players, the fans. We're going to have to watch this shit for 5 months.
Shall I tell you one of the main things that's stopping me from believing that theory or that opinion or being on side with that opinion is the fact that there was many windows where they didn't, in that case, trust Klopp, which is not the case.
No.
They didn't.
Klopp earned every single bit of everything, and also
I'm not talking about that aspect. But I'm not talking about that aspect. I'm talking about where we felt FSG haven't done enough in the transfer window. Why haven't you brought in a centre back? Why haven't you brought in another attacker?
Klopp never got the heat though, ever for that. FSG had FSG outers everywhere on Twitter. Like there was an FSG out hashtag.
I agree.
4 years.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah, but that's the point I'm trying to make, Gags.
That time it's opposite now. The heat's turned around onto the manager instead of on FSG. That's what's happening. Before, no one blamed Klopp for nothing. Everything was on FSG. If they didn't buy FSG, they didn't do FSG. No.
Agreed.
Now it's switched.
Agreed. But the precedent that I'm using is we can't use that theory in terms of they don't trust him, and that's why they're not going into the market now. They have history of not going into the market full stop until they have their plans. That's the point.
I agree. But plans, sometimes this season hasn't gone to plan.
No, I agree with that as well. The only part I'm disagreeing with is it's not as though they don't trust him and that's why they're not going into the market. There's two separate things at play here.
And there could be, and I'm happy to say that could be the truth too. There could be another option. I'm just saying what I think his future.
I think his future is up for debate.
Yeah,
I don't think the lack of activity in the transfer market is solely based on his future. Do you get what I'm saying? I think there's an in between there somewhere, and the only loser would be Liverpool Football Club, like you said.
Yeah, we lose in every situation. We and I love this point as well from Pasio. You don't have to recruit for the current coach. Recruit for the next one then.
This is my point.
And I'm so really annoyed right now because I like what you said about the plan and Liverpool planning, but you've been in business, you've done it, but plans change. Sometimes you have to react to situations, right? In business or in any world of when you're a businessman, even in family life, you're going on this certain trip and all of a sudden, oh shit, there's a dead end. I need to change my route. It's the same thing. You've got a whole load of these injuries. They're all dead ends now, those players. You can't use them. And you have all this dead weight in the squad in terms of Chiesa and Endo and all this that you're not going to play. You've got to do something. You've got to this month do something. We're going to end up having Gags and Endo at centre-back, mate, in one of the games watch at some point.
No, I don't doubt that. It's the most obviously glaring thing in our faces. We know Gomez maximum 2 games in a row he'll be able to play and he'll be needed. Yeah. Unless Calvin Ramsey now plays, because he's definitely going to play against Barnsley. And then, this is it. But this is it. No, he will. But this is it. This is the direction they possibly could take and say, okay, Endo's back in a week or two. Bradley's, the young kid I just mentioned, Calvin Ramsey's back. So he can be the understudy to Frimpong for now until the end of the season. And Endo and Gomez can be our auxiliary centre-backs, stroke full-backs as well. And we'll go with what we've got. And if he can't be tempted now, which again is up in the air now, because if Man City, I believe if Man City put that money on the table, his head will be turned.
I've heard they won't. I've heard they won't. They won't put the money on. I've heard Arsenal are the only ones who are willing to put the money on, and I have no idea why the hell Arsenal want Gay for. Like, why the hell do they want him? They got so many.
Stop fighting.
Stupid. Absolutely.
No, it's not stupid. It's called. If our club done it, we'd love it, Skags. We can't call it stupid just because it's one of our targets. It's brilliant, brilliant. Stop fighting. While you're at the top, what did you just say earlier on? Why you?
No. I would question. I would still question Liverpool if they needed it. You know, and this broke before the Hincapié injury either as well. This broke early yesterday or the day before that Arsenal were coming in, not just yesterday. So I'm just like, you got so many centre backs. Even Ben White.
We don't know. And they could be looking to move on Ben White, etc., etc. You know, some people in the so we can't really judge them on their actions or their squad planning. What we know is our squad planning. Mark Gahey should be absolutely on top of that list. Absolutely on the list. And with Semenyo, I'm hit and miss in terms of overly caring about it. But if we lose out on Gahey, whether it's this window or the next window, I think that would be a massive dagger to Hughes and Co. And then I'll ask, and I'll agree with you. Not agree with you. I agree with you anyway. But then I'll definitely add fuel to the fire about a rift or issues. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. This team had the fullbacks ready to go to a 3-4-2-1 or whatever, you know, ready to go to a 3 at the back. This team is getting built to go ready to that. They need to try and give it a chance ASAP. They need to get a centre back in, you know, or a couple this window, just to have some backups, because it'll just free up someone in midfield as well to actually get some rest and have some fresh legs every single game in midfield.